Hello there, hopefully you know what this is. If you have been following the channel, then you may have seen that I have been looking back at some of my favorite LEGO licensed themes, and then I've been ranking them once we've finished looking at them. Here below we have all of these sets from the LEGO Hobbit theme based on the Middle-earth line. No polybags, no exclusives, none of that other crap. These are all of these sets that released in stores. We start off with the Riddles for the Ring, which I put as a B. I think it's a really neat little cave, and I like the little boat, and I appreciate the fact that it is a cheaper, easy way to get Gollum and Bilbo, even if the build is just a little unsubstantial cave, but it does make for a nice little desk piece. Our next set is the Escape from Mirkwood Spiders, which I'll also put as a B. Most of the first Hobbit sets kind of go into a B because most of them have exclusive dwarf sets. Some of the dwarves never re-released, or at least never came back in their regular attire, and this is the only way that you could get a regular Philly and Killy. It also came with a Tariel and a Legolas. I think that the tree builds are kind of cool. I think the spiders are kind of cool. It's all just pretty okay. The webs are really neat and they glow in the dark as well. I just appreciate the figures, and it was a nice little preview for the next entry of the series. Attack of the Wargs was the next set, which I'll put as another B. It's a big tree and it came with some really cool molds for these Warg figures. It was the only way that you could get a regular Thorin and a regular Biffa figure as well. The tree build itself is really neat, and I remember that you can put all of the dwarves on there. They're not going to stay on the branches, they kind of sit on the leaves though, but nonetheless, another really nice display piece. An Unexpected Gathering is the next set, and that jumps up into the S. This is one of the best Middle-earth sets that I think has ever existed. I think it is perfect all the way through. It even has some really nice details on the back. Usually a set like this can be pretty poor in its execution for the details on the inside, but I'm quite surprised with the level of detail here. I think the figures are really cool as well. It's the only way that we can get Bilbo in this little variant here. These dwarves remained exclusive. These ones here were reprinted in different attire later on. It's so iconic towards the world of Lord of the Rings. This is like top one or top two sets. I think this is better than some of the sets in the Lord of the Rings wave as well. I have nothing negative to say about this set. The Barrel Escape is the next one, and I kind of put it, it's an in-between B and C, but I don't want to fill up all the B's like that, so I guess I'll put it at the C. It's a jail cell, it's nice, and I like the barrels as well, and the figures, Oin and Gloin, remained exclusive here as well. I think I just remember this one was always breaking apart when I was having it around, when I would kind of move around the display and such. It is a nice set overall, it just doesn't really do that much for me. I'll just kind of keep it at that C. The Goblin King Battle was the first big set from this Hobbit line, and I throw it in a C. I like a lot about this. I like the figures, and I like the builds itself, and I really like the display that it can make, but I have a personal pet peeve against big sets like this that don't connect all together. These are all individual things that just kind of sit next to each other. The fact that they don't connect is the only reason why I dropped this to a C. If it all connected together, I would like it a whole lot more. The Dol Guldur Ambush set, I really like this one as well. Like, kinda wanna put it at a B. I think that the figures are really nice. I really like Bjorn. The build itself and what it can turn into for Dol Guldur is kind of boring, so I'm not super into that. That's kind of what holds it down from being up higher, but the figures were really nice, and it was the only way that we could get Bjorn as this guy. The bear at some point would have been really cool as well, but we never got that. The Mirkwood Elf Army is the next set, and it's one that I actually don't own, but I really like this for what it is. I kind of want to put it in the A. This is the one out of all of these that I think I regret not picking up. I really like the little armies that you can build here. There's a good amount of orcs, a good amount of elf people as well. We got a warg again. It's just nice. It's a very simplistic design that they have with this. And next set is the Lake Town Chase, which I wasn't a fan of originally, but I've kind of come around on it from doing this little series. I put this in a B. It's another set that I don't own. I don't own any of these Lake Town sets actually. The reason I think I like it so much is because I like these two buildings. I think that that's so cool. I like the little boat as well, but the two buildings is the standout feature. We never really got regular buildings or homes or houses in the Hobbit line. It was all trees, and it was insides of rooms, and it was tombs and castles, but these are just kind of like homes. These are just Lake Town buildings. So I really like that addition to this line. The Dol Guldur battle was the biggest set from the Hobbit Desolation of Smaug, and I put it at a C. It's just kind of a been there, done that. It's a big grey castle thing. It's not to say that I think it's better or worse necessarily than the other Dol Guldur set that we've put up at B. It's just that that one is cheaper. It's a bit more of a less substantial sort of build. The Dol Guldur stuff's just kind of boring, not really that interesting either, so it's just not really an interesting part of the movie, so I kind of wish they picked something else. I think that this and the Lake Town stuff should have swapped, in all honesty. Maybe Lake Town should have been a bit more of a bigger little build versus the Dol Guldur part. The figures are really great, and that's what saves it from going into D. The Witch King battle is the first set from the Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies line, and I throw that in the A. I think that this is such a cool little small set. I know that some people really don't. The build is not amazing, but it's hard to compare this to the other sets. You know, they were all differently priced. The figures save it, absolutely. That's what bumps it up from a B to an A. We've never had a Gladriel again or a Witch King, so appreciate it for that aspect alone. Attack on Lake Town was our next set, and I throw it in a B. I think that they both make a really nice companion piece together. I did say in the videos that I liked this one more than the other one, but then I think that they're both on par with each other. The one aspect that this has over the other is the crossbow part. The big giant crossbow does reference a scene in the movie, and that just kind of means that you can take the Smaug from the castle and put him in this one and he fits perfectly fine. Other than that, I think that they're both pretty solid sets. The Battle of the Five Armies was the next one, another one that I don't own, and another set that I don't really care for. Boom, C. What do you think of that? Another ballista. You get the eagle, which is cool, but I feel like people might have grabbed a couple of the eagles by this point in time. It's a bridge and a tower, and the figures are really nice, but only a handful of them are really exclusive. They're exclusive prints, but they're not exclusive characters. I think there's only one or two that don't appear in the others. It's another reprint of Legolas as well. This is just, it's fun. I probably would have picked it up at a clearance if I had paid more attention, but I didn't, and I've missed it, and I'm not really that bothered by that. The final set is the Lonely Mountain. I'm not sure if this is a controversial one or not, but I throw this in the A. I love that Smaug so much. I really like the sand green, and I like how gemstony it all looks. I really like all of the mineral parts, and I like the fact that it's a play feature of a giant Orc Forge 2.0. You get to grab materials and build some armor for those dwarves. Other than that, I think this had a bad issue with price per piece, but welcome to LEGO Collecting 2022. That's just the norm these days, so I'm not really that fussed on the whole price per piece thing, but that is the ranking of the Hobbit sets. A lot of really good sets. Honestly, I don't think any of the Lord of the Rings or Hobbit sets warrant a D category. I don't think any of them are that bad. Some of them are a bit weaker than others. Interesting that I'm not really a fan of any of these big, massive Hobbit sets. I didn't know that until doing this. If you enjoyed this, then please leave a like and comment down below which ones are your favorites. Subscribing really helps supporting the channel, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next ranking.